I'm not going to test that theory by standing out there at 400 yards and let someone shoot at me with it. But the whole idea is that it's, like I said, it's not going to be consistently lethal at 400 yards. That's really pushing the capabilities of the Ruger 10/22 and the 22 cartridge, 22 long rifle cartridge. That's pushing the limitations of that cartridge, 400 yards. There's other rifles out there, like competition rifles you'll see that they use in the Olympics. A 400-yard shot with one of those type of rifles, accurately and consistently with a little bit more power, because you could shoot 22 magnum or some higher velocity rounds out of that barrel and out of the chamber. The chamber pressure is going to be a lot better than a small little plinker. I could see maybe a little bit more consistent lethality, if you want to put it like that, at 400 yards. However, 300 yards, no problem. Ruger 10/22, I wouldn't want to be standing there. That thing is deadly. 300 yards, accurate and consistent and reliable, and that's very well within the capabilities of the Ruger 10/22. Some people would argue that, but those people put a limitation in their mind, so then therefore they're limited. But the weapon system, the Ruger 10/22, is tried and true since the 60s, I believe. It's been around a long time. It's been around a lot longer than me. And it's got a great reputation for reliability. The magazine, the little rotary magazine that comes with it that you get, that is bar none probably the coolest magazine for any 22 rifle that you could buy for plinking or whatever you want to call it. Shooting at cans or varmint hunting or target practice or whatever. That little magazine is cool. It's reliable too. Very reliable. It feeds very well. The factory magazine that comes with the Ruger 10/22 is good to go. Bar none, one of the best magazines I've ever seen. And it's consistently reliable. So my suggestion is, if you have a Ruger 10/22 or if you're going to purchase one, buy a couple of extra of those 10-round rotary magazines. If you don't live in California, buy a couple of the 25-round magazines with that same design at the top. The what is it? Something Creek. I can't think of the name of the company that produces a really good quality 10/22 25-round magazine. I can't think of it. I'll get back to you guys on that one. But it's something Creek, Battle Creek, or something like that. I hear they make a really good, reliable 25-round high cap magazine for the Ruger 10/22. The thing about 22 long rifle is that it's fun, but it's also a good way to train for marksmanship. No matter if you're a Marine, a cop, a competition shooter, you could be a SEAL or a recon guy. If you're having fun shooting, you're still practicing marksmanship. You're still in the mindset of marksmanship. You're still training. And the thing about a 22 long rifle is you're training on a inexpensive budget. You could still get tactical. 10/22s have been configured to look like AR-15s and MP5s and all that kind of cool stuff. So you could still practice room clearing. You could still practice patrolling. You could still practice, contact drills, contact with the enemy, contact right, contact front, that kind of stuff. Just dropping rounds on the bad guys. 22 long rifle will save you a lot of money, and you still get the benefit of good tactical training for whatever scenario you see fit, whether it's room clearing. Even if you want to get into precision shooting, sniping, it's not going to be the best platform for that, but there's a heavy barrel that you could buy for a Ruger 10/22, and you can hook it up with a Harris bipod and, throw this Simmons scope on there and, accurize it as much as you possibly can and bore sight it in and all that, and set up your targets out at 300 yards or whatever, and you got MOA adjustments. Start practicing your sniping, your precision shooting. You could be like a little 22 long rifle sniper, and that's fun, and it's cheap, and you're still sniping. You're not shooting 308 or 50 caliber BMG or whatever, but you're still in that combat mindset. You're still having fun, and you're doing something that doesn't cost a lot of money, and it's a good way to spend a weekend or Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning or whatever time frame you got with your friends. And if your friends own 1022s, man, you guys can do all kind of cool stuff, set up all kinds of scenarios and patrolling and, shooting at the tin cans and beer cans or whatever, and get some good training out of a 1022. There's other 22 long rifles out there that people like the Marlin. That's a good one. There's other ones too. But best bang for the buck, I think Ruger 1022 is probably top of my list of tactical, practical, affordable, fun, easy to shoot, easy to teach somebody how to shoot on, lightweight, durable, classic design. Man, the list goes on and on. Ruger 1022, it's a great gun, great rifle, accurate. It's not like I said, it's not some perfect precision weapon that's going to get you into a match where you're shooting against other people for a trophy or a gold medal, but it's not designed for that either. It's just kind of weapon that anybody can go into the store and buy and just have fun with and start shooting. But the good thing about it is, if you're going to use it for a tactical scenario training, like setting up like a shoot house or room clearing exercises or patrolling or like I said, precision sniping or whatever, something like that, it's just going to get you thinking along the lines of tactics and cheaply, and it's fun. I don't know. And you want to develop muscle memory, outfit it like an AR-15. You could easily get a stock that outfits it like an AR-15, and now your muscle memory is very, very, very similar to the M4 or whatever platform you're used to training with in the military. If you're a National Guardsman, if you're a Marine, if you're a SWAT guy, and you just you're off on the weekend, you still want to go do your own scenarios and your own thing. You're not under the command of your company commander or your battalion commander or something where you have to follow the protocols of what they set up, and you may not have the type of freedom to do what you want to do. Get a Ruger 1022. You can do whatever the heck you want to do. Your imagination is limitless unless you limit it. You can come up with all kinds of ideas and have fun. So I got this Simmons scope. I really like it. It was really cheap. It was only like $40. I've already messed with it a lot and looked down the scope viewfinder and targeted stuff and adjusted it, and it's very clear. The reticle inside is cool. It's crosshairs, like a hunting crosshair style. It doesn't have mil dot or anything adjustments, but it does have a 1/4 inch MOA adjustments when you take these off to these turret covers. You take the turret covers off. It's just like your hunting scopes. See, 1/4 inch, 1/4 MOA each click, just like any other hunting scope or precision scope or whatever. It uses an MOA, minute of angle adjustments, which is very, very cool. And it's Simmons, so I don't know if anybody is aware out there, if you're not, that Simmons is a respected manufacturer of rifle scopes. They're well known. They also make binoculars and stuff like that. They just make a lot of optics, basically. So they have a good reputation. And this one, being affordable and still quality, it comes with the ring mounts for your Picatinny rail. So you can mount that on a rail out of the box. You don't have to purchase ring mounts. And I like them because they're low to the bore, and the closer the scope is to the base of the bore, the more easy it is to zero. And also the easier or the better it holds a zero from a lot of shooting. If you're going to do a lot of shooting and you have like this much space between the scope and the bore, there's a lot that could take your zero off, or you could lose your zero because there's just a lot of variables. You could bang it around if you drop it, or just usage out there in the field. 22, as far as the recoil, there's pretty much none, unless you're like a 5-year-old or 6-year-old and you're going to feel the recoil. But there's really not any recoil on a 22 long rifle. So you don't have to worry about the recoil affecting the zero, unless you just haven't tightened these screws down like you should have properly. Those should be tightened down evenly. But just, if it's in the back of your truck or gets banged around a little bit, you could lose your zero. So you want to have these low mounts. It's a low mounted, rail mount, rings, rather, very low mounted. I like that. Just makes it look nicer and cleaner, and it's also advantageous to you as the shooter to zero your weapon. Makes it easier. I haven't picked up the Ruger yet. I already paid it off. I'm just waiting for the 10-day hold. This is like day 3, I think. So 7 more days, and then I'm going to do a video of me mounting and zeroing this. And I'm going to zero it for 100 yards. And then from there, you can adjust it accordingly, because you got your MOA adjustments on here. And I'm going to see if I can get some 300-yard shots, which I know I can, and accurately knock off some cans, whatever. That's a challenge. Some beer cans at 300 yards, that's a challenge. It'll be fun. See, that's the whole point is, and you could burn up ammo on this thing. I already bought ammo. I bought 22 long rifle ammo, 333 in the box for like, I don't know, $14 or something. And I got like 2 or 3 of those boxes. So, man, you could be shooting for days with, that. Now, if you're talking about budgeting, man, you cannot beat the 22 long rifle, especially Ruger 1022, because the weapon itself is very reasonable. I got it for like $230 at Turner's in Pasadena on sale, and it was the stainless steel barrel and synthetic black stock version, which to me is the cooler version. It's all very durably made, and it comes with an integral rail on it, so I don't have to worry about buying drilling and tapping and all that stuff. And as a matter of fact, it is drilled and tapped for a Picatinny rail if you want to add one of those on there, but it has an integral rail for something like this, where these can just grab onto the integral rail. So that's already on the rifle. So no adjustment needed for this scope, for this type of scope. If you want to do like a red dot or something like that, optic, or whatever else, you could put a Picatinny rail on there because it's drilled and tapped, like I said. You got the option there, and that all that for $230, unbeatable in my opinion, my humble opinion. So I look forward to picking the rifle up and zeroing it and mounting this, and I'm going to do a video on that. And I also look forward to doing some videos of me zeroing it outside, in the desert somewhere, on some enemy beer cans at various ranges. And let me get back to my mindset, combat mindset, all that good stuff that you learn in the military. I don't know who out there was in the military that was in and got out and still likes to do tactical stuff like I do and still have fun shooting weapons. That's the beauty of what you learned in the military stays with you for a long time. The discipline, the camaraderie, the skills, the weapons skills, the patrolling skills, map reading skills, just the mindset. Like if you see the movie 300, those guys all had a mindset. Now, if any of those guys were to get out of the